17-0. While many are great, Miami football is perfect. No names in all. World champions with a will to win by any means necessary. These are the 1972 Miami Dolphins. The Mile High City, home to some of the best fans in the league. The legends of TD and Shannon Sharpe. One team, one dream, to win one for John. These are the 1998 Denver Broncos. Mile High Stadium in Denver, Colorado, home to one of the greatest dynasties in NFL history and the site of today's AFC Divisional playoff between the 72 Dolphins and the 98 Broncos. Two of the greatest quarterbacks to suit it up, Bob Griese and John Elway, both Hall of Famers on tap this afternoon for the divisional round. Rod Smith, Terrell Davis, and some of the greats in Broncos history against the no-name defense in what should be a good one. Two Hall of Fame coaches, Hall of Fame quarterbacks, and this is for a chance to advance to the AFC title. We've got ourselves a great game. I'm Nick Rice. Hank Cinnamon joining me in the booth again. 16-degree temperatures for this chilly divisional playoff game. We have a hold early on Kuchenberg. Hank, your thoughts of this one?
Well, it's going to be a cold day, so make sure you pack your extremely heavy clothing, heavy jackets, heavy coats. Make sure you're running the ball here because throwing the ball is going to be real tough in the cold, and kicking the ball is going to be as well.
First and 18, and Griese's pass is incomplete, knocked away by Tanuvasa. This is the coldest game played for either team this year, but it's a huge culture adjustment for a team in Miami who just played in the balmy sun to close the regular season. Deep ball to Twilley, and there he goes. A foot race for Howard Twilley, and Crockett drags him down. It's a 52-yard game.
Well, it didn't seem like the cold really mattered on that play. Seemed like the corner got lost in the zone and the receiver ran a go route. Big play there for Howard Twilley.
Bob Griese set a franchise record for the 72 Dolphins in passing, nearly 3,500 yards in a brilliant season. He begins this game against a good defense in Denver with that big run. A 9-yard carry from Mercury Morris. This is a defense in Denver which was not the headliner throughout that Super Bowl campaign of 1998. The Broncos were just a putrid 26th in pass defense that year, and that secondary has been picked apart throughout the course of their late regular season and now playoff run. After the key pass to Griese and a first down run there, Miami is near the red zone. Griese fires, and Stowe dropped the football. He had a first and goal at the very least.
Yeah, that's a pass you got to catch. You're open on a slant play. You beat the receiver. You got to have it in your hand. Looks like the Broncos are going to have their have a big day stopping the run because Miami's got three really good running backs in Morris and Kick and Zonka. So make sure you bring your run defense for Denver.
They've also got some good pass catchers, too. 17 yards to the tight end, Jim Mandich, and it's first and goal, Miami.
That play was set up by the referee falling right there. Had he not fell, he would have gotten hit in the head.
Zonka off right tackle, and he motors to about the 4-yard line. A brilliant season for Zonka. He went over 100 yards 4 times this year and broke 64 tackles this season, second most in football. Second and goal, he is out. Griese looks, fires into the end zone. Mercury Morris has got it, but is out of bounds. Incomplete.
I think that's a pretty good call by the official. Obviously, check the replay. They might decide to challenge it, but he looks like he erred on the side of he might have been out of bounds, and I tend to agree.
Hand off to Mercury Morris, who is pulled down by Tanuvasa. This might be a face mask.
It seems like the flag came out. It seemed like a good call, kind of like possibly a makeup call, you could say, if that play, the previous play had been actually a touchdown. But good call by the official. Nice try to stop him, but he got too grabby and ended up causing the face mask.
Whether a makeup call or not, certainly looked like a great call, and it leads to a Zonka touchdown. Denver had the Dolphins stopped to the 1-yard line, but the face mask is the difference, and the Dolphins are on the board first.
Nice job by Zonka plunging into the end zone. If you're a linebacker, you don't want to meet Larry Zonka in the hole, so great job by Larry Zonka scoring that touchdown, and Miami takes a 7-point lead on the road, which you want to see if you're the visiting team.
Frigid cold today out of Denver, Colorado. Ebron gets under the kickoff and a good one at the goal line. And he is taken down with the flag down at around the 22. Here's the call.
Personal foul, clipping by the receiving team.
So this return negated by a LaVille hold. They'll bring up the offense at the 11. Elway is a very talented quarterback, maybe the strongest arm we've ever seen for a passer. But these elements may play a role in the impacting of both quarterbacks, but especially a guy in John Elway who can certainly rip it. He throws, and Johnson's picked him off. A leaping one-hand interception, and the Dolphins take over.
Looks like the wind possibly could have knocked that ball off, or you were praising John Elway's arm a little too much. That was an errant pass that didn't have any chance of being completed by Rod Smith and rightfully intercepted.
Well, there certainly was no, John Elway, it seems he can make any throw, but there's certainly no way, no matter how strong of an arm he has, of fitting that one in. Johnson read that one all the way. He had one of the great performances by a DB ever in a playoff game last week in Miami's win over Indianapolis, and a big interception again here. Twilly draws another face mask. The penalties have been flying early in this one.
Yeah, 3 big penalties for Denver. When you're playing in the playoffs, you want to be playing as mistake-free football as you can, because if you lose this game, you go home, and even if you had a good season, you have nothing to show for it.
Zonka pulled down by the Broncos' Keith Traylor, a veteran out of Oklahoma, for a 3-yard loss. Miami and Denver both come in on a winning streak to this one. Denver 2 in a row, Miami 4 in a row, including the playoff game against the Colts last week. These are 2 of the hottest teams in the league, and a trip to the AFC Championship is on the line from frigid Denver. Dolphins, courtesy of the Johnson takeaway, set up near the red zone. They now face 3rd down to the 14. Greasy with time, hit as he throws, and that's nearly picked off. The Broncos nearly took one right back, but Miami will settle for the Premium field goal. 31 yards away here. The set from Morrow, the kick is right down Broadway, and the Dolphins score on their first 2 drives, Hank. 10-0 Miami in just a few minutes.
Well, it's good to see that Yepremian is a better kicker than he is a passer. Right down the pipe, good field goal. Denver, might be considering this to be a win, seeing as though they gave the ball away kind of deep in their own territory. So a field goal is kind of like a moral victory for them here.
The 1972 Dolphins are the only team in the Super Bowl era to go an entire season, regular and postseason, perfect. 0 losses on the year. It's amazing that record still stands today. Dan Herter makes the stop. But that perfect season had a somewhat imperfect ending with the aforementioned Garo Yepremian gaffe. Just a tough break in what could have been 17-0 and a 17-0 season. Screen. Here's Davis. He spins away to the 50 and is knocked out of bounds to the 49, 18 yards to TD and a Denver first down.
Well, sometimes if you can get something easy or easier like a screen pass, getting one of your playmakers out to the edge, getting him close to enemy territory at midfield, sometimes that's the boost you need to be more successful on offense.
LaVille, his backup, gains about 5. Meanwhile, Denver in 1998 went 14-2 and demolished Atlanta in Super Bowl 33 on the legs of their superstar running back Terrell Davis and, of course, Hall of Famer John Elway. Second down, and this pass is short and incomplete. In the talk of all-time greatest running back, it's hard I mean, you got to go a few guys down to start even thinking about a guy like Terrell Davis, but it's hard to argue with the guy's numbers during his prime. He was as good as anybody. This pass to Green is near the first down, ruled just short. Willie Green tackled by Charlie Babb, and here comes Jason Elam. An interesting decision, 56 yards in the cold, off of the upright, and it's good. And the Broncos score their first points on the beauty from Elam.
Gutsy call by Mike Shanahan here, bringing his kicker out. This is Denver, Mile High, where you can kick the furthest. The air is not as dense up here. So I guess that was the best call to be made at the time. Great field goal make by Jason Elam.
Well, even with the frigid cold, you have the altitude. That is an advantage for both kickers, but certainly Elam, who's accustomed to this sort of scenario, which makes for a riveting start for Miami, who go on the road in the frigid cold, unlike their Orange Bowl type atmosphere, and they've played the better game so far in the divisional round, outgaining Denver 92-27.
Yeah, and this isn't a outcome that I could have foreseen in the first quarter. Because Miami is coming from such warm temperatures, they might not be used to it, but it seems like they're able to right the ship on that struggle right there.
Right. A way to right the ship is a strong running game, and Miami was the best running game in 72, but they may be forced to throw it here. They have Morris in the backfield. No, they'll run it. Morris sweeps outside and had no chance. Ma Tanubasa brings him down for a loss.
Even that spin move that he made on that play wasn't enough for him to get out of the grasp of the defense. Well played by Denver. Not really that great of a call on third down when you're got 7 yards to get a first down running to the outside. Denver had that play in the backfield.
Here's Davis out of the backfield. He goes first down to the 50, and TD is one player away from a touchdown. He hasn't touched the ball much, but has made the most of it early. A big first down for Denver.
And you have that play to the right side, the handoff, and great blocking by the right guard and tackle, making sure that there were no Denver Broncos available to tackle Terrell Davis, and he was able to get a lane to the right.
Just an incredible job by that offensive line. Elway with a check down finds Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp for a gain of 6.
Yes, Shannon Sharp was going down that left side in the flats, and he was yelling, "Skeet up!" all the way to the sideline.
I think he was rumbling and bumbling down the sideline, was he?
Yeah, he was telling Skip Bayless, "You need to find a new co-host."
Well, the job for the Broncos is to find the end zone, and I think they've got a better shot at doing that. Stanfield drops the fullback. It looks like Denver's going to settle for a field goal after the 56-yarder from Elam. This one's good from a much closer 38, and our score is 10-6. Player of the first half, not Elway, not Davis. It's the kicker, Jason Elam.
Yeah, with both of the scores for Denver being field goals, one really long and one pretty manageable, he's been able to keep Denver in this game, and they should really be thanking him for that, because this game could easily be 10-3 or even 17-3 or 13-3 if Elam doesn't make that field goal.
Yeah, and to that point, I mean, field goal makes, especially ones from distances like he had earlier out of 56 yards, can make all the difference in giving a team confidence in a game you're otherwise struggling in the divisional round. And after that make from Elam, Miami, certainly with the lead, is far from comfortable, up 10-6. Greasy finds Fleming, but not for much. That's a gain of 2. His number is very strong early, 78 yards. The key play to Twilly was his best throw of the first half. 3rd and 8 for Miami. Against the blitz, he throws off his back foot to the tight end, and there's Fleming with the catch. 18 yards and a first down.
I was going to say Denver seems to be giving Miami everything short and then dropping back. But this is kind of like an inexcusable play in the sense of it's a 3rd and long, and you basically gave the tight end an easy or relatively easy completion when he could have been in double coverage.
Defensive coordinator Greg Robinson dialing up the blitz on that one, and Hank, it really cost them on the back end. We'll see if they can buckle down here late in the first half. 2nd and 9. A pitch play to Zonka, who has plenty of room. A good block from Warfield, too, and in fact, it's a first down for the fullback on a gain of 10.
They've been trying that pitch play, and it hasn't really worked. That was the first one that has, and it was because of great blocking by the offensive line. And again, Larry Zonka is just kind of like a bowling ball. You don't want to tackle him.
He's in the block there. Deep ball to Stowe, and another first down. Steve Atwater makes the stop. This Dolphins offense, overlooked by the no-name defense of Buonacani and Anderson, but this unit was as good as any in the early 1970s. They were 6th in the greatest team season in offense, and they are rolling right now. Greasy on a deep drop gets rid of it to Mandich for the gain of 7.
Yeah, it seems like Miami is firing on all cylinders and getting into Broncos territory. They're in the red zone now, and they're trying to get more points. I'd be kind of worried if I was Denver right now.
Well, they do get a break with the Kuchenberg penalty, 2nd of the half for the veteran out of Notre Dame. And with 1:24 left, Dolphins lead it 10-6. Nick Rice, Hank Cinnamon, 16-degree divisional playoff game between the AFC West champion 98 Broncos and the wild card of the 72 Dolphins. Here's Larry Zonka. The Broncos had a hard time touching him, and I don't blame him. Zonka in for the touchdown.
Horrible pursuit angles for the Denver Broncos. It just seemed like they were trying to catch him in the hole, and he kind of moved out of the way and then just continued down the sideline, and no one was there to get him. So just really bad pursuit angles by the Broncos and an amazing run by Zonka.
And shoot, maybe part of that had to do with just how big he is at 240 pounds. Who wants to bring that guy down in open space, especially with the conditions we have today? That's got to feel like a moving cinder block coming right at you.
Oh, seriously, like, think about Marshawn Lynch. Like, guys coming at you full speed, you're about maybe 20 pounds lighter. You're not going to be enough to take that guy down.
Shannon Sharp, not a small guy himself, makes the catch to the 50, and Denver will use its first timeout. That's Mike Shanahan stopping the clock. A critical pass completion to Sharp, and that's got to give this offense some confidence, down 17-6. First down at midfield.
Yeah, that was a big play by Shannon Sharp, getting over the middle, helping his teammate out, getting them into good position.
And Shannon Sharp, who, of course, we all know just how good he has been post-career, aforementioned Skip Bayless alongside him for many years. But Shannon Sharp, the outspoken leader, was also a pretty darn good football player, too. McCaffrey's teammate, the Pro Bowler, gains 10 on the catch and is out of bounds.
Yeah, Ed McCaffrey gave him the salute right there, waved his hand around, was wide open, got some extra yards after the tackle. Big play by him, getting into good territory for the Denver Broncos to be a little bit more successful here.
All right, well, this entire drive has been a thing of beauty for Denver. Plenty of great throws from Elway. In fact, that's 3 first down passes on this drive. Elway's hit as he throws and airmails that one. Broadcasters jinx again. It's second down.
Yeah, that's a bad incomplete pass, but it's not the worst thing that could happen. It stops the clock and gives you more chances to score.
Right. Elway throws into traffic. You couldn't have asked for a tighter throw that time, but he finds McCaffrey on a rope. 27 seconds left. Broncos will run the no huddle here near field goal. Well, certainly in field goal range, near the red zone. Deep ball to Green. No need for Elam. It's Green for the touchdown. Great
job by the receiver over the middle on that post play. Guys are in the zone. No one was really covering him or keeping an eye out for him. John Elway, man, rockets that pass while getting a guy right in his face.
There's a look at that Hall of Fame arm strength. Green with just one touchdown grab all season. And the veteran from Ole Miss finds the end zone late in a critical first half drive. Marlon Briscoe returns to about the 28. And for those of you just joining us, it's been a good one as advertised for the divisional playoff. Two of the best teams in NFL history meet today, 72 Dolphins, 98 Broncos, winner to the AFC title. And as the half comes to a close, both teams have played good enough to win this one.
Yeah, it seemed like Miami had Denver on the ropes early, but the Broncos are coming back into this game, and they have a little bit of momentum. We all know that momentum matters a lot in all sports games, but especially football. And going to be interesting to see what happens in the second half with Denver with that momentum.
We're at the half from chilly Denver. The Dolphins 17, the Broncos 13. And here comes the Garo Yepremian kickoff. The second half is underway. Nick Rice, Hank Cinnamon, winner to the AFC Championship. We've got ourselves a great game. Let's take a look at what we've seen in the first half so far. The Dolphins have played keep away from Denver, 28 plays to 17 for the Broncos, but on that bottom line, that has to be the overall difference in this one, the John Elway interception to Curtis Johnson. There have been a lot of good plays from the 98 Broncos for most of this one, but that seems to be the difference in a 4-point Miami lead. First down to the 29. McCaffrey in motion. Here's Elway with his first pass of the half. Into traffic and nearly picked off again. Incomplete.
His first pass of the game in the first half, in the first quarter, was an interception. His first pass in the second half was almost an interception too. He's lucky that he gets that one back.
Well, he certainly was a gunslinger in 1998. But the Hall of Fame quarterback in his swan song season, where he contemplated retirement going into the year after their win over Green Bay, he was back and helped guide them to the championship again. Elway finds McCaffrey for a couple. His numbers, while certainly pretty efficient, 9 for 14, not the sort of big plays we have expected out of this quarterback going into the game. He averaged just around 300 yards per game this season. Scott on the return, down to the 37, setting up Miami up 4.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Denver is just going for the short passes, trying to make sure that deeper ones don't get intercepted because they're down, which is understandable. But when you're down by 4 points, you're in the cold, you got a Hall of Fame quarterback, you got to try to draw something better up there to try to get drives going longer.
Right. This Denver offense came into the game second in the league in scoring this season. Mandich makes the catch and has got the first down. Denver was the high-powered offense, but it's Miami that's played the better game on this end through the first 2 quarters of this one. Greasy with a deep drop, fires over the middle to Twilly, and he's got another first down on a gain of 20.
Well, the problem in this game, Nick, is the fact that Denver can't cover the middle of the field. Numerous times has Miami completed passes over the middle, either contested or uncontested. Denver's got to do a better job getting and covering over the middle of the field, or Miami's just going to pick them apart.
Now, Denver has played much better against the run. Neil Smith with the tackle there. Denver was the worst pass defense in the greatest team season, despite the presence of Hall of Fame safety Steve Atwater. So this secondary's been bad all year, and Greasy has carved them up throughout the course of this one. He's got a chance to convert another third down here. 43% on third downs for the Dolphins this season. With 10 needed, here's Greasy with plenty of time, and then it breaks down to the last moment. The pressure from Price, and Miami will settle for the field goal. This one from 38. Out of the hold from Morrow. The kick from Yepremian is no good. He hooked it to the left, and the Dolphins go scoreless.
Well, seemed like Greasy was able to pick the defense apart. Almost everything seemed to go right on that drive, but the kicker just wide left. It's not a good sight to see, but Denver definitely profits off of it.
And it's been a rough year for the Miami kicker. His 8th miss of the season. Sharp with the catch, inbounds of the 40. That's a first down for Denver.
Great catch by Shannon Sharp. Wasn't really contested at all and was able to get the first down to keep the drive going for Denver.
Third grab of the game, 56th of the season. Davis gains about 5. That number, pretty shocking to me, Hank, and that's been a little bit of an issue this year, and Mike Shanahan took some heat for it. Just 4 carries for the game, and he's rolling right now on the ground. LaVille gets the call and has got the first. When you've got a guy like Terrell Davis, I'd say 4 carries isn't enough.
Yeah, 4 carries definitely isn't enough, but you got to think about the game flow at the time. He's been getting a lot of yards per carry, but really, if you got a Hall of Fame quarterback and you're at home, you could definitely get away with passing it more. But yeah, he should definitely be getting more carries.
Green with the leaping catch, and they do give him the grab. That's a first down. That's been the case all year. Davis, you'd almost think this is a video game. He's averaging 6.5 yards a run. I mean, the guy's a weapon, but of course, unlimited carries. He was towards the bottom of the league among starters in runs. Then Herter picks up the first down with about 6 minutes left. Here is Davis back in at running back. He was one of the best in Denver history in 1998. They'll get him involved on a screen pass. Plenty of room to the 30, and TD is wrapped up by Anderson on a gain of 21. First down, Broncos.
Well, there is a philosophy when it comes to running backs because they don't have as long of a shelf life. Of course, Terrell Davis didn't have a very long shelf life, is to not use them as much or overuse them in the game. Because if you're planning on going to the AFC Championship game in the Super Bowl, you're definitely going to need him.
Absolutely. Derek LaVille, his backup, has gotten a pretty heavy workload today. That's 21 yards on 5 carries for the veteran out of Oregon. Under a minute left, the Broncos are in a pivotal down and distance. They've got to punch it in for a touchdown. They've settled for field goals throughout, with the exception of the Green score. Babb makes the stop, and Denver, the best third down offense in football at 49%. They need about 1.5 yards here. To close the third, it's 3rd and 2 Broncos. Handoff, Davis gets the block. That might have been illegal. There's Sharp on the screen. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, it seems like it's holding on Shannon Sharp. So that's going to back them up 10 yards. So it's going to make this play or situation a little bit more interesting for Denver.
There's the numbers, Hank, and it's basically balanced. 1 more first down and 10 more yards for Miami. They switch sides, and the Broncos face 3rd down to begin the 4th. A big down and distance for them, and they go short. That is a head-scratcher. Gain of 5 when they needed 11. And Jason Elam is in for another field goal. This one even shorter than the last. Hold from Brister, and the kick, while close, it is good, and the Broncos trim the lead to 1. That's got to feel very frustrating, though, for Shanahan and company with the short pass.
Well, you know how I feel about passing the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close to the sticks on 3rd down. But with the fact that Elway has thrown some errant passes, it's better to get a field goal in that situation than it is to throw an interception or get a fumble or do something dumb like that. So it's not ideal, but at least you get points off of it and you're down by 1.
Even with the touchdown for Miami, it would be a 1-score game with the 2-pointer. Atwater drags down Zonka. Those numbers pretty good, Hank. 62 yards for Zonka. Another 15 here and a first down.
And Miami's playing this game the way that they should. They're using their 3-headed monster in order to run it down the Broncos' throats, using play action, getting the ball over the middle of the field. They're doing the best job that they can in this cold.
Miami, of course, a backyard brawl football team featuring the running backs and the Hall of Fame offensive line. When they get things going on the ground, this old school football team is as tough to stop as anybody. Zonk on the pitch play turns a disaster into just a 1 yard loss. A great play there.
Any normal player or running back is going to get clogged behind the line, 5 yard, 6 yard loss. But Zonk is just a beast. He's just gonna knock you down if you're a linebacker or a defensive back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that play didn't result in anything. Still a punt to end that drive. But Denver at their own 37 with an opportunity here with 3:26 to go. They've got just a field goal needed for the lead and a touchdown to give them a pretty commanding edge in the fourth quarter. They begin with Lavelle, who gains 2 on the run.
Seems really upset that he didn't get a face mask on that one. I tend to agree with him, but I guess the referees just missed that one.
About 3 minutes to go here, and Elway's pass is incomplete. He had a man open, that was Smith on the left side, but he didn't see him. And Elway's struggles continue, but Denver, despite his errant throws, have still got a shot here in the fourth quarter. This is Elway over the middle, a wide open McCaffrey to midfield, and is spilled by Johnson to the 42. A 20-yard strike to McCaffrey, a play they desperately needed on 3rd and long.
My philosophy is if on defense you don't get an easy interception like Jake Scott should have gotten there, usually the offense is going to get some points on the drive. I can't cite that. It's just a gut feeling that I always have.
We're going to, go with your factless word for it, as that pass falls incomplete. But really, when you've got Elway, I'd say, those short throws to close the last drive were perplexing. And granted, you don't want to commit a turnover, but in a situation like this, I'd go down swinging with your guy. Smith, look at Mom. It's a one-hand catch. We'll look at that one again. A 13-yard dazzling play from Smith.
That was all Rod Smith right there, like completely far ahead of him. Shouldn't have been able to catch the ball. One-handed catch going to the ground. Elway's got to be counting his stars that his receiver was able to come down with that.
Well, sometimes in a rough day like Elway's had, your receiver bailing you out, it's got to feel pretty good. 2:18 to go in the game. The Broncos are in field goal range, needing 3 for the lead. Here's Hines, who gains on the tackle with the Lavelle run. And we'll see if Denver runs this one to the 2-minute warning here. Time might be on the side of Miami. Elway's going to throw it. There's Green over the middle. He gets drilled to the 9. It's 1st and goal, Denver.
That was a clutch pass. I don't know why they didn't just go to the 2-minute warning. Maybe they're trying to gain momentum, try to take Miami off their game. But that's a really difficult thing to do on 3rd and 7. And if you miss that, you're kicking a field goal.
And now the Dolphins might feel compelled to use timeouts. They do not. And Denver's running a no huddle. A little perplexing with this decision late in the ball game. In fact, they're going to throw it, a jump ball, and Foley's picked them off. A horrendous decision from Elway, his 2nd pick of the day.
Yeah, that's just silly. I don't like them going that quickly. You could definitely slow play it. I don't know why you're throwing a ball like that to McCaffrey. That's a Rod Smith kind of pass. I don't like it.
Well, it looks like Zonko's going to score here, but the penalty should be on Miami. Well, here's Gordon from behind, who drags him down to the 10. Let's check out the penalty here. So that one's coming back, but we go to a couple of plays earlier. I mean, John Elway's made some mistakes. That is mistake of mistakes. Now, here's Cruson bailing out the Broncos to an extent with the hold. But, I mean, just mistakes in the fourth quarter of headline this football game.
And even if you slow play this, even if you take more time off the clock, you're kicking a field goal and you're taking the lead, that's going to go in your favor, at least unless you can't stop Miami. And Miami struggles to kick field goals. So you gotta trust your defense in that situation.
Absolutely. And with the playoffs on the line with both of these clubs, a win to the AFC Championship, there is so much to play for. And to have that sort of situation, if that's the last pass of Elway's season, that's going to be really tough. But it looks like it won't be. A flag is down. It appears to be a hold, as the Broncos might have just forced the 3-and-out.
I'd decline this one. I think it's third down right now.
Yep, looks like they're going to do that.
You don't take any chances, because the last thing that you want is for some kind of Hail Mary play and they convert a first down, or a run play and you're unable to make any tackles. That's the last thing you want.
Well, you were your words might have been picked up by Mike Shanahan. They did decline it and keep the timeout too. That's another wrinkle to this. So the Broncos, it appeared, gave the game away on the Foley interception, but the defense delivers. A penalty helps them. They've got another shot. Hit as he throws. Here's McCaffrey near the first down. It's a gain of 8. They'll run a no huddle here with a minute left. This for the season. They need just a field goal for the lead at the 48-yard line. Here's an open
Wide
McCaffrey.
open.
What are you doing? The Dolphins didn't see him. Timeout Miami.
He was wide open. Ed McCaffrey was given the salute.
Yeah.
Nobody saw him, and he just burns Miami. I almost said his son, Christian McCaffrey, probably one of the best football players in the NFL.
Certainly not a horrible mistake. Both of those guys, very decorated athletes. And shoot, Ed McCaffrey was great in his day, but Christian might even be a little bit better. We'll have to wait and see on that. LaVille is pulled down to the 13. Miami uses its final timeout. So no matter what happens here, they're in field goal range for the lead, but a touchdown would be nice. Here's LaVille inside, near the marker, but they'll rule him short. And here we go. 4th down. 30-yard kick from Elam, who's been perfect today. It's long enough, and that kick is no good. Jason Elam, the hero, turns into the goat of the game, and the Dolphins come away with a massive win with a couple big breaks near the end zone.
If the audience could just see my face right now, the way that Denver did that drive was almost perfect. Almost perfect. But, it wasn't in the cards, and your really great field goal kicker, who somehow was able to kick like a 60-something yarder, was unable to kick like a 38-yarder.
Tough way to lose it, and the Dolphins are moving on.
Hello everyone, this is Hank with the PR52 YouTube channel. For the last 16 years, I've been rooting on the Eagles and posting videos on YouTube. I'm the best Eagles fan that there's ever been. And I'm always positive.
Opening.
Oh my god, dude, that was such a stupid throw!
5 minutes later.
Why are you celebrating? It's 17-3, and there's 2 minutes left to go in the goddamn game. We're not gonna win this. Just give the ref back the ball. And I am such a nice guy, trust me, bro. Why would you pass the ball 2 yards on 4th and 10? If you'd like, I have a YouTube channel called PR52. 52 because that was the best Super Bowl year. That's being completely objective as well. I also have a podcast called Throwing Snowballs Podcast, where I talk about mostly the Philadelphia Eagles and other varying sports topics. I also operate a Tecmo Super Bowl simulation league called the Best Team Football League, or the BTFL, which takes players from the NFL and puts them together in order to gain the prize of who is the best team in history. Winner, of course, wins the Tecmo Best Bowl and is commented over by a wide variety of YouTubers and internet personalities in a sort of NFL primetime-esque highlight format. Excuse me, I'm recording right now. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Get off me!
Well, I hope you enjoy and check me out and subscribe to my videos. Oh, wait, sorry, recording. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.